First one of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Today's show brought to you live from Lounge Media Group Studios. It's Pedro and the Freight Hound with the Logistics Lounge. The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.
Yo. What's cracking?
What's up, Pedro?
How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm fantastic.
That's
Jeff,
good.
how are you?
I'm lovely, man. You look lovely too. Nice
I
to
do.
see you again.
I'm sorry, Hunter. I couldn't grab my sunglasses in time. I couldn't
You like
grab them
my
in time.
solar shields?
Yeah.
Jeff
There you
stole my
go.
glasses, so I stole his.
Dang. Oh, shots fired, man. Shots fired. We're not even. We're barely even into the show here. Golly,
There you
man.
go. There you go.
Treating Jeff like that. That's so horrible, man.
I think this is the first time I've seen him on the show since 2025 started. So gotta
Love
get him
you.
in.
Man, Hunter. So
Who
many
knows the next time we'll see him?
bear hug.
But hey, I do want to say, Jeff, congratulations on your presidency of the Freight Fraud Task Force.
Yeah, I'm a co-founder of that. I can't elaborate much. Maybe after the show, I'll tell you guys. But hey, we're closing that social media window on the bad guys. So, we're not going to create the roadmaps or show them where the loopholes are. We're going to shut it down and beware, bad guys. We're coming after you. So it's all good. We got a good board. We have really good committees and subcommittees and legal. We got legal part of it, and some big hitters out there. So yeah, the guns have been drawn and we're coming in packing. So
That's exciting stuff, man. Definitely heard a lot about it, between Dale and John and some of the other folks. So looking forward to see the actions being taken in silence.
Oh yeah, that's it. We only want to show achievements, not how we did it. So yes, sir. Yes, sir. So how are you guys doing?
Doing good, brother. Getting off to a good start here in 2025. Just doing a bunch of traveling, man. Working on the show, working on the trucking side of life. Got to keep the lights on. So I'm I'm excited to see what this year does for us, man. I got a good feeling about it. I won this Andrew Jones jersey at the beginning of the year, number 25. All right, so it's just kind of an omen. And Pedro and I have been working our asses off. So
good. That's how you get successful. You gotta put in the work, the labor, the grease, whatever. Sometimes it's painful, but the end result is pretty damn good.
That's right.
Just got to be willing to sacrifice much. Hey, how's your drayage podcast coming along?
Kicking off pretty damn good, dude. Me and Steve are rocking it, and he's actually, dude. That show has got me back into drayage. So keep an eye out for the OG drayage junkie to be back on the market, man. I'm getting back into the swing of it. So
there you go.
Yeah, I'm wearing one these days.
Yeah, I'm wearing many hats, and still running my business. So it's all good, man. It's always good to be busy.
That's right.
Always.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Pedro,
what's up, Pedro Potato?
Yeah, right.
Man, I am. I'm just doing, bro. I'm just existing. That's all. Doing my thing.
Oh, he's not, man, dude. Pedro been hitting the gym, getting his walks in. You've seen him on Iron Minds on Tuesdays.
What's up with that, dude? I mean, come on now.
I talk to everybody about it every day, but we don't talk with Tom. So I'll tell you, everything is great. And speaking of fraud, hi Danielle. We'll get to you here in a second. Yeah. So I'm all right, man. I am just existing, dude, but just focused on my health and stuff, man. I hit my goal, my new goal of 290. So like I'm there. My next thing, man, I'm trying to go for a 280. And so
nice.
Yeah, doing that, man. Got a customer, a pretty good customer last week, man. They got, actually they bring like 5 customers with them because of what they do. So nice. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So getting acclimated with them and trying to figure out how they do stuff. They're not an enterprise shipper, but the other folks with them are enterprise shippers that kind of put out spot freight. And so just, trying to get in that right frame about where they like the rates, you know what I mean? Taking notes of their lanes. Cause I got, so one of them has like 20 different locations. So, I literally have a list going every time they put out a load. I put the origin city of the load, you know what I mean? So I can start building a carrier pool. I think, that's where in my opinion, a lot of brokers fail is they depend too much on the load board. Me, I like building carrier pools. I pull lists, make shit ton of calls, send a bunch of emails. And dude, I probably have, 30 freaking spreadsheets of, various carriers for lanes and equipment types and all this other stuff. So Yeah,
What
man.
did,
Just
what did I tell you, Pedro, when we had that conversation about, I don't know, 6 or 7 weeks ago, and you were in the dumps? And I was like, dude, do not worry about it. Your time is coming, and it's going to come rolling in hard.
You need to
you're
look
right, man.
at. You should not to do like a random plug of a product, but Cargo Chief, their C4 for capacity. It helps you get off load boards. Like they vet all their carriers, and they'll help you like with those lists and stuff. You can put those in there, find carriers. They do like bids in there, RPs. It's yeah.
I have heard of them. I don't use them. Shout out to the e-carrier check boys. Woo woo. Nate and Jared, that's where I pretty much
Good
build my
guys, good guys.
I'm telling you, I build probably 90% of my capacity off of their database.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they
Good,
got,
good.
they got a
No,
really,
we got to hook you up with Chris at Cargo Chief.
yeah. Well, no, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all down for it. I'm all down for it. Love to have them on the show.
Really,
and, so yeah.
Get off load boards and get capacity tools because that's really I feel like the way the future. Like, get away from fraud. That's what you got to do.
Agreed.
Everybody I know that has the load boards is like, I don't use those load boards. It's successful these days. But
I don't go to the spot market because that's a petri dish for fraud.
no, we
Yeah.
know.
That's where
It is, dude, but
nuts.
it is, but honestly, I still use it, man. Like if you know, hold on, if you know how to use load boards to build capacity, you know what you're doing, you know how to put stuff on there, and you have a really good vetting process. I mean, I'll post loads on that and I'll put in the comments, hey, trying to build a carrier pool, shoot me your info, whatever, and dude, and you get vetted just like everyone else. We don't take your, so because I mean, let's be real, a lot of drivers, they don't answer emails that much. You know what I mean?
No.
And most time the email you're getting from a majority of these databases, they're what's registered with the FMCSA. You know what I mean? Like we all know that. So in a majority of the times, those are the, back emails that no one ever even touches. So, but either way, besides that, dude, doing good. Honestly, my turning point, Jeff, is I just quit trying to be all salesy and care about what I say to people in the sense of, oh, let me get this right. I mean, I just call and I just me. It's like, that's it. I'm just done with that. Like I'm not selling on I learned, yeah, you can't sell on the first call, man. You can't, and you may not even be able to sell on the second call or email or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So I've just completely have gotten away from just that frame of mind, man. But,
remember, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon, my friend. It's a marathon.
Exactly.
And I think you're right with acting fake and stuff. Like you got to be yourself because at the end of the day, these people are just people too. And I think we get like really over like thinking it's a sale. Like, oh, I got to act a certain way and blah blah blah. Well, they're really just like us,
Yeah.
So I think they appreciate that more. So that's awesome that you're
Yeah,
killing it out there.
I'm with you. I agree, Danielle.
I love that.
We talk about that all the time. Just in all kinds of conversations, just about being real and authentic. And, that's a hard thing to do in a sales position of any kind, not just brokering. You know what I mean? Like it is really hard to be sometimes your authentic self when you are trying to also be a salesperson for a product or company or whatever it is. So, but yeah, everything's going great. Thank you very much, Jeff, for asking. So we got Danielle here. Had Danielle pop on because you were talking about fraud, Jeff, and coincidentally, Miss Spinelli here, she just so happens to have something coming up that revolves around that exact topic, and that's why we brought her here today, so she could talk about what she's got going on here next week.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And I just was here with Jeff. That's why we're giggling because we're just going to be together forever.
Podcast this afternoon on this.
I know.
We're going to be on the show.
Well, that's how we roll. I have all my friends helping me out with this one because they understand how important it is. So I'm excited that you guys are helping me spread the word. So my webinar, let me give my little pitch. So I have California Highway Patrol Cargo Theft Task Force. They're coming on with me on Thursday. I met these guys at a conference, super cool dudes, like just like the epitome of like the cool guys, right? But they like their war stories and like everything that they tell. I mean, I sat up drinking with them forever because they were just telling me like these crazy stories. Like I'm like, are we watching an episode of Cops or what? And so having them hop on, they have like a little presentation that they'll give showing videos. They talk about how they're finding these guys. Like tips and tricks that they're using as far as like on the police end, and then also going into like how can we like I had them actually draw up like their dream checklist. Like if you had a call about a theft from a broker or a shipper, if you had these key things, this would help you so much. So I had them do that. That way we can kind of help them out so they can help us out. And then doing like a kind of a call to action. I'm having TIA's government official or government affairs guy on who has like a couple of different bills already in place. There's some that we can, put our names down and petition just to be like the American that helps and makes a difference instead of just watching it happen. We're doing something. It's kind of a call to action. I'm hoping to have a lot of people on there really for that purpose alone. Like, let's get as many people and many eyes on this as possible. So yeah, I'm super excited. So this is next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. I will send you guys, I'll just throw it in your comment thing here.
You mean I'm invited?
Everybody's invited. Everybody has to come, and you got to tell all your friends, and we got to get this on the news and all the things.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I don't know if I'm registered.
You
I think I
better
did
be.
register. If not, I
I'm
will.
coming
If
after
not,
you.
if not, I will go register. Well, I want to see it. The fact you got the actual cops, law enforcement coming on to share their stories, insights, tips, tricks, all that kind of stuff. That's good. That's bad. That is really good stuff. We had the opportunity not to talk about fraud, but the safety stuff with an officer from the Kentucky Highway Patrol. So, there's nothing like getting that firsthand experience from them out there on the ground in the field and stuff. And they usually have some extremely good information and things that help us that we don't think about because, they look at things and experience things from a different aspect and perspective than the general public. So.
Yeah, and what's interesting, even because that was at Matt's that you were talking to them, and I had a good long conversation with them as well. And what's wild and something that I've talked to the cargo theft task guys about, and me and Jeff were just talking about, is that you'll call like officers and they won't, like, you'll be like, yeah, my theft happened here, and they're like, okay, well, where's the truck? And you're like, oh, it's in whatever state. Oh, you need to call them. Oh, you need to call them, and they just keep passing the buck. And what's crazy, when I was talking to the Kentucky guys, they were like, well, yeah, that's exactly what I do. I don't know how to handle it, so I just tell them to call someone else. I'm like, well, that's exactly what we don't want to happen. And so another thing that they're going to be talking about as well is, because we're all dealing with the same thing, is how do we make it where whenever we are calling those police departments to make a report, like how do we kind of coach these police officers, because they really are just uneducated, as sad as that is. So how do we kind of educate them and then have them actually help us? And then, part of that call to action too is like the way that they even got that cargo theft task force started is they went to their city hall and started like a petition to have like $1 extra on, I think it was like the license fees or something, or like or CDL fees, something like that. And all that money goes directly towards that agency. And so even if we were to start something like that up, like everybody does that locally, and then we kind of all have a movement happening. I mean, can you imagine what a difference that was if everybody in logistics did something? I mean, it'd be huge. So
yeah, agreed. So that's cool. And see, Danielle, you're just like a freaking social butterfly. That's what it is. Dude.
You're so funny.
You are like Danielle. You see Danielle hanging with everyone, man. Like everyone. You go to a conference and she is that. That's why she can't be tied to a booth, because she's got things to do and people to meet. Okay.
I love you.
She's got hands to. Yeah. She's got hands to shake and babies to kiss.
Well, I can never be a politician. I got too much skeletons in my closet.
Really?
Oh man.
Really?
Well, so all right. Before we get on with our guest here, Casey, Danielle, you're more than welcome to stay. But go ahead, tell everyone again where they can go register for the event, or where they can come, maybe ask you questions, any information you want to give out, so people know what to do.
Yes, so webinar is next Thursday at 1 p.m. I try to throw it in the chat, but it's not letting me. It's saying my comments too long, so maybe you guys need to do that. But you can also find me on LinkedIn, Danielle Spinelli. I've been posting about it like a ridiculous amount, so I'm really sorry about your LinkedIn feeds, but you got to register. So you can either hit me up there, or I guess that's probably the best place is on LinkedIn to find me, and you'll find a bajillion posts about this going on. So, but yeah. Thank you. I'm going to hop off, though. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for letting me come on.
You're very welcome, Danielle. Anytime. Have a good weekend. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Bye, guys.
Bye. Good stuff.
That's
That's gonna be pretty
she's a
cool, man.
good person.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude,
She's a-
Danielle's amazing, man.
yes, she is.
All right. We were going to also do some news, but we're going to put the news to the back end of the show. So y'all just have to stick with us, and you can catch the news here after we're done with our guest, and we move on to freestyle or whatever it is that we do. So, anybody got anything to add before we bring this amazing lady on? All right.
No
Yeah.
intro for me?
Go,
Ah, man,
all right. I'm sorry. Jeff Dickinson, the Bodacious Cowboy, everybody. There you go, Jeff. There you go, man. Oh my God.
I love you, bro.
We got to get Scott. We got to get Scott back on the show too.
Yeah, you gotta
All
get
right.
Scott. He's a good guy.
We do. All right. So our guest, Casey Stone. Everybody. Intro video. Go and
All Thursday. Stop doing. Look at these never gonna bees walking around my throne again. I told them that they all suck. Now they licking the seat for don't.
I love it. Now, if you would have put Sean Avery on there, it would have been way better, but that's okay.
I tried to get some Red Wings footage for you, but they do pretty good about blocking that stuff from it being able to be downloaded. I tried, and it would not allow it. So I got as close as I could get for you, Casey.
That's all right. Thank you.
Welcome. We appreciate you spending part of your Good Friday with us, ma'am.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Well, we're very happy to have you. You've been catching some really good traction here on LinkedIn lately, and that's what kind of prompted us bringing you on the show, because you've been going on some other ones, spreading the good news of what you got going on. But once we connected, dug into your background, found out like, man, this is an extremely interesting lady. I mean, how often do you meet someone that's been Times Magazine Person of the Year? I mean, dude, you never.
Damn.
That is the greatest conversation starter, Casey. Like, that's just how you should introduce yourself to everyone you meet.
I normally do quite a bit. Some people go, yeah, right, I've heard it. And other people go, really? That's super interesting. And then I have to come clean because I can't lie, and I have to tell them everybody was that year. And so it's pretty fun.
But again, very, very witty on your part. Very witty. I am sure so many people connect with you just based off of that underneath your description.
And it really, that's what it's about, connecting with people, not just, so LinkedIn is my only personal social media. I'm not a huge social media fan. However, I do a lot with LinkedIn because it's relationship based, and that's how I always been my whole life, is relationship based. And I feel like that's what's gotten my traction on LinkedIn, is because I base it on a relationship and not just posting. And that's my main goal, is to start a relationship with somebody, not to just sell them my services, because I already know, just like you guys know, not everybody's going to need me for that, but somebody might need me for something else. They might need me for parenting advice. I'm a mom and a grandmother, and somebody might need some writing advice. I enjoy writing and making content and things like that. So it might not just be for heavy haul. And so I want to make sure that people know that when they're talking with me, I'm not just a heavy haul person. I'm an actual human, and I have other skills too. And I want to build a relationship based on that.
We're all huge LinkedIn people here. I mean, that's how all of us met, and that's my primary social media now. I mean, we have everything else, like personally and stuff, but I think you can probably catch all four of us, or us three guys, I should say. You just said yourself, but on LinkedIn probably more than anything else. And I don't think enough people realize how personal that space can be and should be. You know what I mean? It's beginning to get more there, but a lot of folks, they don't try to be personal on there. So Yeah.
Well, I think. Oh, sorry, Jeff.
No, I was going to say, Casey, you should register for the BCS. It's in Indy if you haven't done so already. If you're talking about connections, and meeting new carriers, especially in the heavy haul side, you should definitely look up the Broker Carrier Summit. You can go to their website, register, and it's happening. What is it? The 28th through the 1st, right, Pedro?
No, it's next week. It's the 28th.
8th.
Yeah, the 28th. Yeah, so it's the week after next.
Yeah,
It
I
Okay,
mean,
sorry.
And then there's another one in the fall.
yeah, a lot of people go, and it's not your typical event. There's no booths, there's no selling. It's pure collaboration, sharing knowledge, and building relationships. Most brokers and carriers that go to this get loads and make connections and start doing business. And I'm not kidding. That's just not a ploy. Like, yeah, sure, right. No, it actually happens. I've seen it. It's happened to me too. So, you should look it up, and it'll be well worth your while. No kidding. You can ask these guys.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, it
So, Case. Oh, sorry, Hunter. Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with Jeff. Like it is a great event to go to. A lot of
All right,
good
Case.
stuff.
It is. I'm sorry. I'm going to shut up, Hunter, until you're done talking. You just tell me.
I'm done
just tell me
talking.
when
I'm
I
done
can talk.
talking. I'm
Just tell me
done
when I-
talking. Get to the
I don't
show.
want to keep cutting you off, man. Horrible timing here. Horrible timing. All right, Casey. We're just gonna get to you like we ask. Man, my freaking brain. Back up. Slow down. We're gonna start you off the way we start off everyone, and that is, who is Casey Stone, and how did you get to be with SHT?
Great. Well, like I said before, I am a mother and a grandmother. Quite a few of my children are already grown and gone. I still have 2 left at home. One leaves in the fall to be a pilot at WMU. Go Broncos. And then I'll just have 1 left, but then him and my grandson are the same age, so it's kind of fun to play around with them. And I do soccer for them because they're both into soccer. I'm a writer, so I have quite a few of my books on Amazon, and they range. Some of them are just journaling, and my background, like I was telling Hunter, is actually massage therapy. And I still kind of dabble in that a little bit, as far as, the mind, body, spirit goes kind of thing. But then I'm a heavy haul girl. I started in the LTL world with Universal Traffic Service, and I had the opportunity to come over here at SHT with Ben Mayer was his name at the time. And I just fell in love. I love heavy haul. Not that I didn't love LTL. However, heavy haul is just a whole new ball game. There's a lot that goes into it. And when we talk about relationships, heavy haul definitely is a relationship builder. If you don't know what you're talking about, or if you haven't done it prior, there's nobody in the world that's going to allow you to take their 200,000+ freight and run with it, right? It's very crucial, and timing is everything in the heavy haul world. And I'm a really good time management type of person. So it's just something that I've become really good at doing, along with that relationship building. And it just fits in perfectly with me and my personality. I get to kind of shine. So I chose to stay here. We used to own assets. We shut down the assets in 2020 and became a full brokerage, but I couldn't leave. I mean, heavy haul's fun. So I am working on becoming my own brokerage in the heavy haul realm and strictly doing just that, heavy haul. I don't want to be the type of broker that says I do it all, because I don't. I do not have the system to uphold an LTL, and I don't have the carriers in place. I don't like going to DAT or the load board. So if I send a carrier in, it's because I know the carrier. I've talked to him or her several times, and I physically know them. I don't like to send in somebody off a load board, and I just don't do it. If I can't find the carrier, I'm going to tell the customer. I'm not afraid to turn down freight. I'm not afraid to say I can't help you, but I can send you over to Jeff because Jeff can help you, right? Or I can send you to Pedro because that's his forte. So it's just what I do and who I am. And yeah, guess that's it. Kind of boring, huh?
No, not at all. Not at all. So let's back everything up. We got the kind of full scope of who you are, where you've been, where you're kind of landing now, where you're trying to get yourself headed to. So, let's go to the before the logistics, maybe talk about your books, writing, so how did that come along? Have you always been someone that wanted to be an author, be a writer? And could you tell us a little bit about some of the things your books are about?
Yeah, I've just really, since I was really young, I have always been into the English language. It's what I majored in college was English, actually. And then with the side of therapeutic massage, I did nursing a little bit. However, I really focused on that massage therapy and writing. And it took me a really long time because I always thought that nobody would ever want to read what I wrote or read what I thought. My thoughts were just mine. And so I've been sitting on that for forever. And I finally just said, you know what, if nobody likes it and nobody buys it, who cares? I'm just going to put it out there. And so there's 2 children's books. One is about thumb sucking. So my oldest is still, she's almost 30, and she still sucks her thumb. But it was when she was really young, it was kind of a source of pain for me because people would say things, everybody has something to say about it. So I was young when I had her. And then to have people say things, it was like kind of a dart to the heart. And I thought, man, other parents would probably benefit from that experience if their child, because there are a lot of children who suck their thumb. So I thought, I'm just going to throw it out there. And so I threw it out there and things like that. I have some journals for teenagers with anxiety to help get some questions like, where is this anxiety coming from? Is it a psychological or is it more of a physiological or, is it peer pressure, that type of thing? A lot of parents just don't know what to ask or how to ask it. And so this journal really helps ask those questions without a parent being in their face and making them feel even more anxious. They can just write it out. They can write their feelings out. And if they choose to share that with somebody, then they can. If they choose to keep it to themselves, they can. There's tips and tricks on some things that I really like, fashion and things like that. So there's a book about fashion. It's such a wide variety, but it's just my own weird thoughts and my own things. And I just decided one day that that's it. I'm just going to throw it out there. And again, if nobody buys it, I'm okay with that. That's fine. But at least it's there. And if people choose to work with it, that's cool too.
Casey's just trying to write herself her own damn library. That's what she was trying to do. She's like, just in case I get bored later on in life, I'm gonna just write a bunch of books about stuff I want to read later.
Yep, absolutely.
I was waiting to see if anyone else is going to talk before I talk because I keep cutting everyone off today. So
I usually do that.
All right, Casey. So how did we get into logistics? You talked about the massage. Massage is your background, massage therapy, and being an author. And you said you started in LTL, but come on, being from an author to logistics, that's a leap. So what happened there? How did that come by happenstance?
Well, I found myself divorced about 15, almost 16 years ago. And I was alone with all my kids, and my grandson was at home at the time. And it was just me. I didn't have anyone else to help me. It was like, not that it wasn't mutual, or, it wasn't a fight like some people have to fight. But at the same time, it was me with these kids left kind of by myself. And massage just wasn't doing it. It didn't offer the insurance that my children needed. My ex-husband, once we divorced, that's it. Like he cut us all off. And so I found myself like, what am I going to do? And I was kind of lost, I guess you would say. But Rob Briggs he used to be the vice president at Universal Traffic. He found me doing some odds and end work, and he said, you really should be in logistics. I can give you the insurance that you need for your family. I can provide a really good living for you. Plus, I can teach you logistics. I had never even heard of logistics before, so I had no idea what he was saying. The only thing I heard was I can help provide what your children need. And I thought, there's no way I can turn that down. So the first day I got there, had no clue what to expect. I met Ray, who was the president at the time and the owner, and I just absolutely fell in love. Ray was a veteran, and he was such a great, amazing man. And the more I spoke with Rob, I fell more in love with him. And then the whole team at Universal Traffic, I was just absolutely amazing. So I thought, this is definitely the place for me. And I just felt at home. You know how we walk into a building and you're like, even though it's not your home, you just feel like home. That's how it was every day walking into the building. And I just learned so much. Ray and Rob really took me under their wing, not only taught me everything about LTL, but then they started getting into partial and volume freight, truckload, and then flatbed. And so I started learning more and more. And the opportunities just continue to grow. I got into doing transactional work for them and getting to be with more of the customer side of things, but then also getting to learn the carrier side of things. And again, I had no clue that in logistics that this was even a thing, carriers and moving equipment and things like that. So it just kind of grew from there. And then I was actually calling on Great Lakes Heavy Haul to use a truck. And I spoke with Ben Mayer because I had one customer who had a heavy haul load. I didn't know anything about heavy haul. And so I thought, I'm just going to call this company and I'm just going to hope for the best that they can help me because I have no idea what to tell this customer. And Ben was so willing to share the information on how heavy haul worked. And then he offered me a position. And I thought, man, this is going to be fun. I can't say no. And plus, at that time, I could work from home. And having kids at home, I thought this would be really great. And then got over into this heavy haul side of things. And again, I just fell in love. And I've been going strong ever since.
Hey, Casey. I have a podcast called The Storytelling Chronicles, Empowering Women into Logistics.
Okay.
I would love to have you on my show and dig into this a little bit more because I think what you're talking about would be an inspiration for other women in your same situation. So I'll look you up if you don't mind.
I would love that.
Damn, Jeff. Can't just not plug his own shit, can he? No. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that kind of leads me into, I'm in with the Women in Trucking Association. And that's right up my alley. I love speaking with women and helping them get involved, whether that be a driver or whatever. Like I had a driver call. She was in Ohio and she was supposed to go take her test and she's a single mom. And all of a sudden her kid was sick. And so she called me the night before and was like, I'm not going to be able to go take my test. I said, I'll be down there. Don't you worry. I'm going to drive. And I drove the 4.5 hours and I watched her kid while she went and did her test. And, that's something that I just love doing. So if there's anybody out there that needs any help, just look me up. I love empowering women to do what they want, whether that be in trucking or any industry.
So what was the, let me back up. Let me think about my question here. What is it that has kept you in this specialized space, doing LTL and then the oversized stuff, what is it that you most like about that, that has kept you from going to just the more traditional things, the everyday reefer van stuff like that?
I can tell you it's the drivers. 1000%. I have met probably the most amazing human beings in the world by being in this space and talking with these drivers all day, every day. Developed really close relationships with them and their families. And that keeps me. There's so many times where you think, man, this load went not as planned and I'm done. Screw you, But then I think about it and I think, what? I don't get to talk to Dwight today, or that means I don't get to talk to the hustler today. And I can't see my life not being in this space. So that's definitely what keeps me here.
Do you actually deal with Gary?
I do.
I'm fucking sorry. Oh God. I'm sorry. We're all going to put you in our prayers, Casey. I'm actually going to make sure that I time mark this so I can send it to Gary and troll him.
Here's the thing. If you have a good relationship, you'll get a text message from somebody like Gary and say, hey, this is the kind of freight I'm looking for. Go after it, with the company's name right on the side, and then I have a lead to call. How many times has that sort of thing in any other industry where this guy could have been doing that himself would give you a lead when you're a broker? I mean, it just is unheard of, in any other industry. This is the only industry that I know that people are like that they're kind, they're good. They truly care that you succeed, and they want to see you succeed. So I just, he's a pain in the butt. However, he's an awesome human too.
The Gary is amazing. He really is. I had the chance to try to get some heavy haul stuff here recently. And Gary was the first call that I made. I mean, and that guy, just at the drop of a dime, he's like, here, man, I'm gonna send you a whole bunch of PDFs. Like, dude, this is how you figure this out. This is how you figure that out. He's like, I'll figure this out for you. He's like, even though I can't do it, he's like, I'll route this. He's like, I'll plan everything out for you, and I'll give you a rate, tell you what you need to do. This is how this needs to go. And didn't ask for nothing at all. So yeah, Gary is an amazing guy, 100%. I wish I could do business with him on a daily basis. That guy's great.
I agree.
So with your LTL, let's talk about that stuff a minute. What were you dealing with in that? Were you enterprise type freight? Dealing with these mega customer shippers? Were you more of the small mom and pop type stuff? And which of those do you prefer dealing with? Just period.
So Universal likes to stay within that small to mid-size companies. They do have a couple of larger clients, but they like to stay in that medium to small range. It's a lot more personable, and the negotiated rates help the smaller businesses better, I guess you would say, that maybe are struggling. So we stayed a little bit smaller. I prefer to stay smaller. I love my small companies. I don't mind working with a larger corporation. However, I like that relationship that I can have with a smaller company, and I can know everybody there. I can walk into their office and say hi and, just have that great relationship, and they can trust me and I can make sure I'm taking care of them properly. So the one-offs I love. Like, I have some farmers that just give me one-offs. I'm moving their huge machines from one farm to another, and I love that. I'll be able, like, when you're out and about, at the store, you're like, hey, you got, how is that truck treating you? Or, how is that crop coming today? That kind of stuff.
I like the one-offs too. Those are honestly those are some of the best customers. And I'm going to say this, but I mean it in like an actual good ways, because they're so dumb when it comes to logistics.
Wow.
So
Dude. Wow. I'm going to timestamp that one.
No, I don't mean that's like serious. I don't mean it like that. That's why I said that's why I
Look, I have a
said-
lot of farmers. I do not say a word.
That's
No, I
not
feel you
what
though, Pedro. It's a great time to educate someone that doesn't know
Thank
about
you.
what
That is exactly
That's
what
the
I
way
was
to
going
put
to
it.
follow into before everyone wanted to trash me. Uh,
Hey,
it's
look, someone could
exactly
have
what I
shut the
was.
show off right after that, man.
I know that's exactly what should. That's exactly what I was going to say. Is that it is because a lot of the times it is a chance to educate them and teach them something, and because next time they may not even need you, and
Right.
I've ran into these situations where like I'm talking. Matter of fact, I had talked to a produce farmer. They had all their own trucks, did all their own things, but they needed a baling machine that helps put stuffs in bags. They needed it moved. And they contacted me and I did help get it moved for them. But once we moved in, they sent me the dimensions. I got pictures of it. I was like, man, it's like, dude, you could have fit this in one of your trucks, in one of your reefers. You just would have had to have done something to protect the floor, put plywood down. It's like this would have fit in there, and you could have shipped this yourself. And the guy, like, they were grateful for that because they're like, well, we actually, we move this machine around quite often. So he's like, this now helps us. And it's saving them, $10,000-$15,000 a year into moving this around because they have several places, that they grow and then ship out of depending on time of year, season, that stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I meant. It's some, and you build good relationships, and those people like, oh man, Jeff helped me move this tractor, 6 months ago, and now my buddy, he needs his tractor moved. So they're like, hey, call Jeff. Jeff did a great job for me. They're going to take care of you, and it goes into that relationship stuff. And I like that because I like just teaching people, you know what I mean? Just anything. It's good to my dad has a great saying for this, and it is, what good is knowledge if you don't share it? You know everything in the world, but that's great for you, but knowledge is meant to be shared to help other people too. So, it's a good way to do that is those one-off type customers.
Yep, I agree.
So let's talk about your. You said you do drayage as well, right? Out of gauge, the big stuff.
Whoa. Let me read. I don't do drayage. I have a drayage sales rep that does drayage. Our company has Donovan Weaver, his name. And if you haven't heard of him, look him up. He's amazing. And Donovan runs our drayage department. And I personally, again, I'm not afraid to say I don't know it. I don't know drayage. There's so many things to it, the chassis, all this verbiage, and I don't know it.
Well, hey, I'm gonna do a shameless plug here. If you watch Drayage Junkies on Tuesday at 12 o'clock Central Time, you can learn a little thing or two. But I appreciate that though, because when people say, "Oh yeah, I love drayage," but they don't know anything about drayage, that's when you really get in trouble. Just like oversized, what you do. So
For
So what
sure.
have been so I guess you're in the consulting space now. So what were like some of the big things that you had to learn, some of the mistakes you made in your journey to where you got to the point where you're like, this is my jam. Like I love this. Cause that's how I am with drayage. Truckload stuff, it's kind of pedantic and tedious for me. I know I'm cussing on our show, but like I love drayage. Like it's crazy. And it just keeps me grinding my gears every single day. So like what was that click moment for you that made you say, hey, I'm going to start specialized heavy transport?
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't started
Oh,
I haven't started specialized heavy transport. I
I was about to
am
correct
just their
myself.
vice president. However, I would like to start my own called Haul Her. But that's in the making. We're a few months out of that. And the thing that really got me like, ooh, this is fun. I was chasing some freight, and a customer in Canada said, hey, we need something moved from Canada into the United States, into Michigan. So if anybody knows anything about moving things into Michigan, we have a bridge that connects the Upper Peninsula to the Lower Peninsula. And you can't just throw a 300,000 pound piece of machinery on it and hope that it doesn't break. And it's also not very wide. So if you have a really wide load, you're not going to be able to move it. You have to move it around. And so I learned a little bit about barges and a little bit about how to move these type of pieces around without costing the customer an arm and a leg doing so, and without breaking our bridge. So that was my moment where something went, wait a minute, how am I going to get this thing on this bridge? Like I go up there with my own truck and I can barely fit. How am I going to bring something else on this? And that was fun. I learned a lot with that particular load. And then that was just like, well, I want more of those loads.
Hmm.
I want more. So that's what I've been doing like ever since, is like, give me some more of those weird loads where I can just do something different, and I can then use my education and my knowledge, but then also learn, because it's always a learning, right? Every load is a learning, regardless what you're doing. So what else can I do?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it is that aha moment, like your first that first one you're talking about. I will never forget the first time my first customer was a drayage customer, and my first container was full of Crocs, the shoes. So I blame myself for the big Croc pandemic that happened these past few years, but it was one of those things. Like I learned it, and then I was like, wow, I'm not bad at this, and nobody else is doing it. And the people that are doing it that don't learn, they're doing it wrong. So it's like there's such an opportunity here to learn every day, to better your craft, but also bring good services to the table. Because anybody, like if it's drive-in, anybody can call off the boards and get a truck to come pick up and deliver. But
Right.
like with drayage, it's making sure that container is actually at the ship, like or on the off the port or on the port, and like making sure that your carrier's not hitting you with all these unnecessary charges. So I can't imagine with the oversized stuff, like because you got to think you got the pilot cars, and sometimes you got to get police escorts getting people out there to map it all out. We just had a guest on not too long ago that's like telling us this, or actually it was on Tuesday with the drayage nuggies. It was out of gauge work, and that is such a process. I've tried my hand at it, but I didn't know it, so I just gracefully backed out, and I don't think I was hitting the right areas. But kudos to you. That's some tough stuff.
Yeah, especially, bucket trucks, because you got a
Are you
large,
talking about earth movers, like the huge things?
you have to have a bucket truck to move your lines. So your power
Oh,
line.
the bucket, the cherry
yeah,
picker.
yeah,
I thought
yeah,
you were
yeah,
talking about like the big
Yeah.
bucket.
In Michigan, there's a
mining
lot.
trucks.
Our lines haven't been
Don't laugh at
moved
me,
up
Jeff.
to 19 feet yet. They're still at that lower 16 feet. They're just slowly moving them up. So if you have a 16 tall foot piece of freight that you're bringing in, you're going to smack. We've had so many times, right where I live is a huge highway for all the trucks. So many times people have come through, and I said to my kid, that's going to take out that power line. There's nobody here. And boom, no power for a
Check
week.
it out.
So I'm like, that was something that, is really important. I'm like, wait a minute, when we're moving, where are these power lines at, and what are we doing here? So that's kind of something I'm always diligent about, is just making sure, like, have they moved the power lines up yet in this area, especially when you're going through the smaller towns like I'm in a small country town. So when you're moving through these small towns with this big freight, what could potentially happen, and then making sure that I'm calling the city officials and I'm saying, hey, do you see anything that you may think or have you seen something in the past that we can make sure that we don't do again, that kind of.
Hey, Casey, what's your average like plan until execution timeline on a lot of the stuff that you do? We've heard some heavy haul people say that some projects they take months to get into, depending on what you're doing. So what are you seeing on your end?
Anywhere between 6 months and 3 years, especially with the infrastructure work. They plan it out, anywhere between that 6-month time and 3 years, because a lot of customers have to use that freight quote in order to win the freight. And then once they've won the business, then they have to build the business. And that could take a long time. You're talking years sometimes to create a transformer, or years to create. Like I moved for one environmental company a piece of equipment that cleaned the pond. And so it took them 3 years to build this huge piece of equipment that then moved to clean the pond. And so it can take a long time. If you're getting into heavy haul, it's not something that tomorrow you're going to move a piece of freight. It's just an unrealistic expectation to have. You really need to just be prepared that there's a lot of waiting involved and a lot of planning.
I don't know, Casey. I know a couple of flatbed drivers. We get them in there tomorrow, you know. So you talk about the way you talk about the stuff that you do, you know, and I'm going to ask this question so we can provide some, I want to say differentiation, but that might be the wrong term I'm using there. But I want to show some differentiation between the heavy haul stuff, you know, because people think that, you know, if it hangs over a trailer, if it's over a certain weight, it's heavy haul. And I don't think folks get that. Just like everything else, like there's tiers to this stuff. You know what I mean? So are you dealing with it across all spectrums? You know, this stuff that's, it's just, you know, it's just 10 feet wide, so we need that. Or are you doing things all the time like our friend Gary is involved in? Is that more of the line you do?
I try and stay in that realm of the really, they call them super loads. I try and stay in the super load realm, but then I fill it in because, like I said, it's not in every single day you're moving. I fill it in with a little bit of the smaller stuff as well, with something that just might be a little bit wide or a little bit long, that type of stuff.
So what, I mean, besides obviously the length of like planning, you know, and maybe having to get permits and everything between it, what are some other differences in doing with that, with the smaller heavy size stuff versus the larger stuff, you know, in your opinion? Is it always the time, or, you know, is it just the things I named, the getting more permits and that stuff?
I would say all of the above. You know, it takes more time, takes more effort. Because like I said, if you have something that's quite a bit larger than 10 feet, you really want to call the cities that you're going to be moving through and say, what can you foresee could be potential hazards here? Whereas something that's 10 feet wide, you won't have to do that. So really all of the above. It requires more permits the larger you get. It requires more time the larger you get, and the more diligence the larger you get. Just being really careful and keeping everything on task, making sure that your escorts are there on time, making sure your bucket truck is on time, and everything corresponds so that nobody's wasting their time. If you have a crane and rigging guy and he's just sitting around, that's him losing money. We're losing money, you know. So making sure that wherever that crane and rigging is, the truck is all at the same time, kind of thing. Yeah.
Awesome.
I think heavy haul is, you know, the specialized stuff, man. That is where, like the trying to think of it, the summit, I guess that's the only word that comes to my mind. The summit of logistics. You know what I mean? Like that is where you put everything you could know about logistics and how things move and everything, and that's where it all comes in together, is the heavy haul stuff, man. And you have to know more than logistics too, like you were talking about. You know, you have to think about, man, what routes we take in these cities we're going through. You have to understand, you know, the different size lanes in different states. Like Texas, I think they're 11 feet here. Some other states, they're only 10 feet. You know, you were talking about the power lines there in Michigan. Yours are 16 or 19 is y'all's new thing. I believe our law, unless it's changed, when I was driving, it was minimum 15-foot height is what all lines had to be throughout our state, you know? And so, on that note, like, do you handle all of that, Casey, or do you have, you know, outside contractors that, you know, deal with figuring out the permits and routing and all of that? Or are you like that immersed into what you do?
I make sure I'm that immersed. We do have people, we do have our carriers and things like that handle a lot of it, but I'm that immersed that and not that I'm a control freak, but I'm a control freak. So I make sure that I'm on top of it and that nobody is missing anything. Plus we're human, everybody, you know, so just having that extra protection, making sure that my customers know, like, hey, you have this extra little piece here and this is why you're paying me. Is because it would take you time to do it and I'm the one doing it. But I just don't want anything to go wrong. I, knock on wood, have yet to have anything truly go wrong. I haven't had a load go sideways. I haven't had fraud. I haven't, you know, but I think it's because I'm really diligent. you hear so many people go, well, this load today did this. And I thought, how? Like, did you not drive underneath that bridge yesterday? Did you not see? Or did you not know? Like, how did you not know? That's probably my biggest pet peeve about other brokers is the whole, oh, I didn't know. How did you not know? But I like that control. Not everybody's like me, so they might let somebody else handle it. And I do to an extent. Like I said, I let somebody else handle some of those pieces, but then I double check their work.
It's good to be hands-on like that. I mean, I think all of us here that do the same with us. You know, I do mostly with traditional freight, and I have a team, but I still go check the work. You know, just like this new customer I have, they have a place where you can an email and everything that you can send your bids to and all that stuff. And told my team, I said, hey, when we get an email, you give me the rate. Do not reply back. I don't want you replying with a rate because you don't know how I want to rate this. You don't know the things that I'm seeing. Let me do this, you know. And even with some customers with tracking, I do the tracking on my own because the customer's going to freaking call me anyway. So why am I going to have my team do it? You know what I mean? And or the driver, you know, I got a lot of dedicated stuff, and I like to be cool with the drivers, you know what I mean? So that way they know if they have an issue, they can call me, or, you know, vice versa. So, I think all of us here like to be do the same thing. And honestly, I feel if you're in logistics, and no matter what level you're at, if you're not checking your own work or anyone's work that is helping you, and hey, if you're helping someone, check their work too, man. You know, Casey said it, everybody makes mistakes. And this is one of those businesses where literally the wrong number could be disastrous. You put a 5 instead of a 3 somewhere, man. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, you move that decimal point one more, and we're all in trouble.
Yep. Yeah, and I have a whole team. My guys will tell you, I have them double check my work. Even today, I called one of my guys and was like, hey, can you look at this load? Because I feel like I'm missing something, you know? So I even have people double check my work just because, again, I just don't want to mess up. But
So it's good to have a second set of eyes on anything that you do, you know, especially when you have a bad conversation and it gets out of hand. Your emotions get driven to tell a guy to screw off, and you start writing that email and you're about to send it and you're sitting there and you back away. Like my ex-boss of mine said, anytime you get to a situation, get out of your chair and walk away. And 99% of the time, when you get back to your chair, you're going to change what you wrote. Yeah. And it's true. It's absolutely true. So yes, take Pedro's advice. Have somebody else look over your work all the time. It's a great advice.
Jeff doesn't have to have anyone look over his work. He invented logistics. He makes the rules.
Built the freaking pyramids.
That's right. Yeah. If Jeff makes a mistake, he just goes, no, that's just a new way we do shit now.
That's hilarious.
We're making up for lost time here, Jeff. Like, even though, you know, we got to guess, we still got to give you the digs, man. Like,
there you go. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah. Make up for all this lost
time. Oh, folks,
this
is my last time on the show, so you know it's.
Yeah, that's like the 40th time we've heard that one. Hey, this is the longest you've gone without jumping off screen yet. So I mean, that's a feat.
Hey, I used to for a couple hours. You know, a man's got to know his limitations and when work needs to be done. Not to say that you guys aren't working. I didn't mean that.
We're always working, man. If you're in logistics and you're not always working, then are you really even in
you
logistics?
Shouldn't be in logistics.
No, that's right, man. I'm telling you.
Working on something.
I wait for, you know, my phone to go die. I purposely don't charge it during the day, man. Like, it goes dead, it's just dead. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, I don't know what to say. I forget my phone pretty regularly. No, I'm joking.
Oh, my wife hates me. She supper time or whatever. Put the phone down. It's like, you don't understand. You don't understand, because when you get a customer that, and I'm sure Casey, you know this too. You can't wait on those things. When they send you an email, they want you to respond like faster than the way they sent it. I mean, seriously, you can't sit on that stuff. I don't care if it's 3:00 in the morning. You got to answer that phone.
Yeah, everything's an emergency. So.
And everybody wants to be first. Nobody in this world wants to be last.
Jeff, I have one customer. I love them to death. Hunter, you know who this person is. MJ. MJ is the common person here. Just so you know what I'm talking about. But they'll send me an email and then call me to tell me they sent me an email.
Yeah.
Or they'll call me before they send the email. Like, hey, I'm about to send you an email, and they'll tell me everything in the email.
Like, why are you sending it to me, dude?
Yeah.
I love
Cross
it. I
the
love
T's
it.
and dot I's.
Yeah, I have a guy that now sends me a text message instead of calling me because he's decided that he wants to be new aged. So he sends all of that in a text message and to tell me that he sent it to me in an email.
An email, and then he gives you a call after he does that. So text, email, phone call.
You know, the funny thing about that is it's usually the older crowd that's the case with. It is, you know what I mean?
What are you talking about?
No, I'm not saying anything wrong, man. I'm just saying, like,
I mean, what are we
Jeff?
going older?
No, I know.
Can we
No,
say like 60 and older, please? Because
I
depends on
well,
what you're
there's
60 years old and older, so
there's
hey, don't do that.
there's no one in logistics older than Jeff. His logistics social security number is 1. Okay, L1. Logistics 1. Hey, that's what you need to name your caddy, man. Logistics 1. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Logi 1.
Yeah.
How's you won?
I will call you before. That's cool, Josh. That's fine. You do that, bro. All right, Casey.
That's a backup message too.
Yeah. Josh is something. No, Josh is a weird one because
Jeff says he never get Hell yeah.
oh my god, that shit.
Expect
is
a call and a text and an email, Josh.
He'll write you a letter. Little
is
telegraph.
No, I'm not that old.
Oh man. Oh well, you can tell we hit the hour mark. We're going off the freaking rails here.
We went off a little while ago.
Hey, you want to run this news real quick, Pedro?
We can, and then I'll get to the last topic that we want to talk about with Dan.
We don't have to end.
Danielle. Casey. No, I don't want to end it. I'm saying I had one more thing I wanted to get with
okay.
Casey so we could fulfill her story, and then we're just gonna chill and hang out.
Okay.
But we can do whatever. Casey, you chilling with us?
I'm actually pretty close to getting going. My kiddo is needing to get going to a thing, but
how much time do we have? Because I do want to ask you one last thing, which kind of the whole precipice of what brought you on the show. How much time do I got?
can you do it in 10 minutes?
Less than that, sure as hell can. All right. So, what had kind of thrown you into my orbit, and I believe a lot of other people's orbit now here on LinkedIn, was something that you had touched on towards the beginning of the show, which is that you are, trying to open up your own, Jeff, your own agency. Thank you, Jeff. Yes, thank you. Open up your own company, your own agency, doing the heavy haul stuff. So I wanted to talk about that. How did you move to that decision, being someone it has, obviously worked for someone else in logistics all this time?
Yeah. Number one, I'm a red-blooded American, and that's the American dream. I come from a long group of immigrants, and so the dream is to have your own business, and that's part of it. But if we're being honest, I just hate working for other people. I like being a boss, and I like the fact that when I say I'm going to do something, I have the control to do it. I hate when I tell a customer or a carrier, for instance, we're going to pay you in 10 to 20 days. That's my thing. I really, really want to pay a carrier no later than 10 days, right? And then all of a sudden they're not paid in 80, 120 days. Then you've made me look bad. And that's really frustrating for me. And so I really want my own brokerage so that when I say something, it happens. And when my word is out there, it's there and it's not being tarnished and that kind of thing. And I'm not trying to badmouth anybody by any means. But that's what my main motivating factor is, that A, I want my carriers to be paid. B, I want them to be paid properly. I don't want some overhead saying, oh, you didn't make enough margin, or you didn't pay your carrier, or you paid your carrier too much. You could have paid them less. I don't want that. I talk to my carriers every single day. I know what they want per lane, and that's what I'm going to ask my customer for. I have a certain spin on it as far as my margin goes. My carrier knows that. My customer knows that. I'm not going any higher than that just to make $1. And I'm not going to cut my carrier out to make $1.
Mhm.
And the same with my customer. I'm not going to just send in any Joe Blow off the street and go, here you go, have fun, because they were cheap. I'm just not going to do that. So I really want to have a heavy haul brokerage, that's woman owned. And I want that to be number one. But then I also want something that the word is the word and that everybody can rely on, and the integrity and the business is high. And that's that. I feel like that's what's really missing in freight is integrity. So if I can have a little bit control over that, then I think that'll go a long way, especially when it comes to validating freight. So, yep.
Oh, that's an awesome that's an awesome thing. It really is. You have to have that mindset. You're gonna go places. That's for sure.
Good. Thank you.
Casey's already going places, Jeff. She don't need your affirmation. No, I'm joking.
She's gonna go further than where she is right now, my friend.
But I can use the plug on your podcast, so don't forget me.
No, go. Hey, before you leave, we need you to give us your exiting comments, questions, concerns, updates, and give yourself some plugs. So last few minutes it's all you, Casey. Tell us, where can people find you? What do you want people to know about you that you don't feel you got out in your time on the show so far?
Thankfully, you guys have been fantastic. I feel like you've gotten a lot out there, and I hope everybody can see that. But just know that if you have questions, concerns, that's not going to cost you anything, get a hold of me. Feel free to call me anytime. My number is 616-328-9004. You can text me, call, whatever, and just have a conversation about anything. I'm always here. I'm open, and I'm ready to not only move freight, but build a relationship. So feel free. Like I said, I'm a mom. I'm a grandma. I am single. So I run this show all by myself on a daily basis. So if you need anything, look up my books, feel free to shoot me a message on LinkedIn, connect with me on LinkedIn, and you can find all my information on LinkedIn as well.
I'm so going to go buy one of your books as a gag gift for Jeff. I already know.
Oh, you better read
one.
Find the thumbs one at least.
No, Jeff, it doesn't do any good. No, we got to fully take you off the screen. Goodbye. No.
Bye. Oh, I can finally breathe. Oh, there he is.
No. All right. Well, hey, Casey, we appreciate you coming on the show and hanging out with us on this Friday afternoon, especially with all the stuff that you got going on. Obviously, not only are you a successful professional, but you're also a kick-ass mom and grandma, doing this thing all on your own, holding the fort down. So
she is a boss lady.
Yeah, dude, sure. She sure as hell is. And we just want to say before you go, I guess Hunter and I could recommend that you go on Jeff's show. You could show him some pity. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. But hey, before that, Casey, you are now officially a lounge lizard, which is a term of endearment. Yeah. So anytime you want to hop in, give us updates, or if you see someone that you want to talk to and ask questions, you are always welcome. You always have a seat at the lounge. Jeff somehow stole a key and made 50 of them, so he keeps sneaking in. So don't worry about him.
Stop sending me the invite, all right?
I didn't do that. I'm pretty sure.
You're going to make the show tonight? You're going to make the show?
All
Thanks,
right,
Casey.
guys.
You have a good one. Have a happy
Have a
Easter.
happy Easter.
Easter. Bye.
Guys Ball busters, man.
Dude, we're making up for time, man. I'm ticking. I think I've got 4 on you right now, Jeff. I'm 4 for 0 right now, bro. Just fire him back, man. We got to make up for lost time, man. We miss you, dude. And after this next this news update we're about to give here that is a little late, like, you know, we're not going to get to see each other for a while.
Yep.
Sad.
Unless we go down to Florida.
Yeah.
I'm going to Orlando. I'm going to Orlando, and I'm also going to the tour down in PA in Philly in May 16th, 15th. I forgot. So yeah, I've got FOMO so bad, guys, man. You know, I want to do some podcasting with you, hang out with you, do a few drinks, go to dinner.
Yeah. Spring is just tough for us. A lot of truck shows, a lot of back-to-backs. I mean, like, so my birthday's on the 24th, and then so I got that whole weekend planned, and then the next week it's like,
yeah, so what are you, 12?
yeah, 13 actually.
13.
Thank you. I was just about to say, give that man some credit. 13. Look at that dang facial hair he's got there, man. You know, obviously he's already hit puberty.
It's not even fake, dude.
Got a little while to go. You know, you just
Next week I might have to pull the Jeff.
do it.
You want to do it right now? I'll do it on air.
Pedro, what do you think? Should he do it?
I'm all for it. I think it'd be funny.
I'd be laughing my ass off.
Don't ask me to do it because I sure as heck ain't. I
might. We'll see where this goes. We'll see where this goes.
Dude, you should shave off. You should just shave off one side. See how you like it. No, you know what I mean? Like,
just got to cut right here.
Who the hell is this guy?
Oh man. Under, you wanna get to this this
Let's go to the news, guys. Let's go to the news.
Let's go to the news. All right. In case y'all missed it earlier, here we go again.
My fellow Americans, trailblazers of the logistics and transportation industry, and esteemed partners of the Broker Carrier Summit, we stand before you today with a heart brimming with hope and unshakable faith in the power of our collective mission. It is with profound regret that I shared that the Logistics Lounge will not be able to join you in person at the Broker Carrier Summit 2025 in Indianapolis, Indiana. But let this moment not dim our resolve. Instead, let it fuel a fire of inspiration that burns brighter than ever before. The Broker Carrier Summit is a sacred gathering, a place where dreams take shape, where partnerships are forged, and where the pulse of America's supply chains beats strong. Those circumstances keep us from standing shoulder to shoulder with you this year. Our spirit is undeterred. The Logistics Lounge remains steadfast in its commitment to innovation, collaboration, and the relentless pursuit of a stronger, more connected industry. To every broker, to every carrier, and every leader in Indianapolis, I call upon you to make this summit a beacon of possibility. Fill the halls with bold ideas, spark new alliances, and lay the foundation for a future where our logistics network doesn't just function, it transforms lives. You are the architects of progress, and your work will echo far beyond these walls. Now, I turn to my colleague who will share how we will carry this vision forward together.
Thank you, Mr. Hound, and good day to the heart and soul of America's logistics community. We appreciate y'all joining us. While we may not walk the vibrant halls of Indianapolis this year, let us assure you the Logistics Lounge is with you in spirit, in action, and in purpose. Our absence from the Broker Carrier Summit 2025 is not a retreat, but rather a rallying cry, a call to double down on our shared goals and to connect in new and more powerful ways. We pledge to amplify the energy of this summit through every channel available to us. From virtual forums to regional gatherings, we will engage, listen, and build on the ideas you ignite in Indianapolis. We will work tirelessly to ensure that the innovations born at this summit ripple across our industry, strengthening the supply chain that powers our nation. To those attending, we urge you to seize this moment. Let our absence inspire you to collaborate more fiercely, to dream more boldly, and to leave a legacy of progress that will inspire generations to come. Together, we will turn challenges into opportunities, forging a logistics network that is resilient, inclusive, and unstoppable. As we look to the future, the Logistics Lounge stands ready to reunite with you, stronger, more determined, and more united than ever. Let the Broker Care Summit 2025 in Indianapolis be a triumph of courage and vision, and a testament to what we can achieve when we rise as one. Thank you for your trust, your passion, and your unwavering commitment to us.
May this summit light the path to a brighter tomorrow, and may we all move forward together, unstoppable in our pursuit of greatness. Oops.
I was trying to stop the video and fix the screen once. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you.
Yeah, so very bummed that we cannot attend.
I hear you.
So, yeah, that's the news. It's a bummer, man. It's a bummer. It's gonna be a good one.
It's a bummer.
But
It is.
fall time's open for the pickings. So hopefully we'll see each other there.
Yes, Orlando.
That's right.
Yeah, Orlando, man, we'll be at Disney World. We'll be at
We're in Disney World on this show every day. What are you talking about? Come on.
I know, but you know, hey, maybe we'll do live lounge from some roller coasters at Busch. What is it? I can't even remember right now.
Oh,
Busch
yeah.
Gardens. Busch Gardens.
It's not.
Or Universal. We can go to Universal.
I say we go to Legoland.
Near me up here?
No, there's one in Orlando too.
I thought you were talking about the one in New York, man. The one in New York's
There's
big
one in
time.
New York. Yeah, it's huge. It's in Goshen, New York. Yep.
Well, either way, there we go. You know, freaking sucks, dude.
You got FOMO too.
Yep.
Yep.
Man, Hunter and I tried, man. We tried to do everything we could. It came down to, honestly, everything kind of worked against us. We spent a lot of money going to Matt's, a lot more than we wanted to. Even with sponsors, we dug into our own pocket. And then it's like, okay, hey, we just took a week off to go to Matt's. Let us turn around and ask our bosses, hey, give me another week paid off to go do this, 4 weeks later. So, and it's, just all of it came down to, have to figure it out, make that decision. And so it sucks, and especially because Nick
understand it though. I mean, Dan and the crew, they understand that stuff.
No, we know they do, but man, there's some people that are going just because Hunter and I were going. I mean, and Nick is now going to be a speaker there. Nick Klingensmith, Hunter and I hooked him up with Trey, and they got Nick coming on stage, man, to do a speaking part about his journey and everything in logistics, and talk about his books and stuff. So, I've known Nick for almost 2 years now, and man, I've been waiting to see a moment to hear him speak in person. You know what I mean? And just like Matt Leffler, coincidentally, last Broker Care Summit, first time I ever got to see Matt speak in person. So our buddy Trent Martin, hashtag free Trent, finally got him freed, man. We got them keys, got the cell open. He is out, and his first appearance is going to be at Broker Care Summit. We're going to miss it, man.
Yeah.
But hey, you can find us at Large Cars and Guitars at the end of May, or at least me, Bristol Motor Speedway.
I guess I'm not going no more. I'll be here.
Yeah. I don't know if you're going, man.
I thought I was going, but apparently you just uninvited me on our show. So
Yeah,
I'm
Pedro's
just
not allowed, man.
I'm just gonna stay home. That's
I
fine.
don't want you to embarrass me in front of my friends.
That's cool.
I
I
got a
understand.
minute to pick my FOMO pills.
Funny enough, my wife says the same thing, Hunter. I don't want you to embarrass me in front of my friends. So, I'm used to hearing that, man. I'm used to hearing
you'll
that.
be
It doesn't bother me at all.
When's the one in the fall time, like October-ish again?
Yeah,
So-
in Orlando. Yeah, because they were going to have it at Charlotte, but they have so much construction, from what I understand there, that it wasn't going to be done in time. So you know, I mean, you know, they went there and everything, and they, you know, cased the whole place and thought it was really good, and didn't
I'm
work
not
out.
even. I don't even gonna lie, man. Trey and Dan are better folks than I am because I'm serious. I'm a review leaving son of a gun, and I love leaving good reviews. But boy, I will leave you a bad one quick as shit too.
Yeah, I don't know if
would've-
I want the whole
dude,
NASCAR community coming after me.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, I mean, hey, dude, just like Jeff said, they went there toward that whole thing. Dude, think about how much money was put into advertising all of this shit, and
Yeah.
then they're like, "Oh, my bad, my bad." We put on events for a living, but we didn't have we didn't even know our own schedule. We're gonna have to back out of this. Apologies, dude. I'd have left the worst review for you. I'm serious. I'm just that way, but you know, so they're better than me.
Yeah, because they definitely dumped some money. That's for sure. You know.
Yeah, 100%, man. You know, and I understand construction and stuff, man. You know, we all know how that those things can go. You know, oh, this is going to be done here, but then you know things get time. But you know, you're talking months out, man. So you know that's
Hey, maybe one of these years they can do Atlanta Motor Speedway, because I know a bunch of people that do events at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and they've got it on the lock.
Well, you know, in logistics, you get blindsided every day. You don't know when it's going to happen. You're going to get hit. But with this, they knew in advance. It just didn't happen, you know, overnight and say, hey, we're going to do constructions. No, they had to plan this. They had a budget for it. They knew it. You know, I mean, failure on their side, you know, I don't know the whole gist of it, but I would say failure on their side not to notify them and keep them home rather than have them get on a freaking plane and go down there, you know, in case the place out. I mean, I think that's bullshit, number one. So,
Bullshit. Yeah, I mean, and dude, like you said, it is like months and months and months and months out in advance. Like, come on, like that's horseshit.
It is. Yeah. Yep, I agree. You know.
Well, they were able to pivot, and you know they're going to do something cool in Orlando, whatever. So that'll be that.
That's awesome down there.
It's a twofer for me because my family's from Florida, so I got, you know, and we got all kinds of friends in Florida from the lounge. You know, I mean, Nick's down there, our homie MJ, she's
Dude,
down
I got
there,
a bunch of
Scott
family down there
Cleary.
too, man. Yeah, a lot of good people in Florida.
Oh yeah. So I'm
My partner's in Florida.
that one I'm good with. I can make that work. So because we don't have anything in October. I don't think because.
No, the only event that we have is that November 1st at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Truck Builders National Championship.
Yeah. And then Old Town Rigdown, that's in September. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, we got to get you out on one of these truck shows, man. I'm surprised you're not in the truck building space yet.
My daughter would love to go. I mean, that's what she loves doing is building her trucks, you know.
Well, not different trucks. We're talking semis here, tractors.
Oh, I know.
But I mean, I'm sure we'll start seeing those because Pedro, I had someone ask me the same question a couple days ago, and I mean, I think at Mayberry Truck Show they have trucks like that, like
What are you talking
big
about?
old F-350s, just absolutely decked out. Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter's F-350 Premium is a road monster, man. I think it has like 900 and something horsepower, 6.7, you know, with 285 centimeter blowers on it, or no turbos on it. I tuck that in there. It's an animal. It's a freaking animal. She doesn't even drive it. I mean, it's been sitting out there in the driveway for about 7 months. You know, it's just she drives it on the road though. It's funny. Jesus, unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of those trucks never see what they're built for. But I don't blame you though, man, because that off-road and stuff, dude, there's a reason people drive junkers out there.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. I ain't driving my daily driver out there.
You call them the hoopties.
The hoopties, yeah. The hobby models.
The hobby models, yeah, the hoopties. There you go.
That's a good one. I'm gonna use that, bro. Hobby model. That's a good one.
I'll be right back. I'm taking my hobby model for a rock.
Yeah.
Taking a shortcut through the woods.
Yeah.
So what's new with you, Jeff, man? I mean, since we ain't seen you in a while, dude, might as well do some catching up and everything, bro.
Yeah, just doing a lot of stuff. I mean, that's what's holding me back. Going to the broker carrier summit. Plus, I have something on Sunday with the church, and there's no way that I'm going to be able to, get on the plane the next day and get down there. Plus, I had a customer meeting. We're getting more work from that customer as well. I mean, we got another customer that came on board. Also, now, I've got my podcast. I've got this new organization that I'm heading up as a co-founder. So there's a lot of work and ground and pound on this to create the structure, cover all the legalities behind that, get the lawyers involved, the bylaws. I mean, this is like big time, building the committees, the subcommittees, getting all the directors together on the board. We meet a couple times a week as well. I mean, we're just gung-ho in this thing. And it's taken a lot of time. I love the industry, that. I've got that passion and all of that. So the work doesn't really bother me because I know what the end result is going to be. And we're just trying to coordinate everything and get it out there. So, our big, huge sponsors, monster-sized sponsors, will pay for us to go out to these events and do a lot of different things and educate people. So, we're not gonna create roadmaps on LinkedIn or talk about the loopholes and where we're failing. We're only going to talk about our achievements. That's it. We're not going to build those roadmaps. Nobody's going to know what we're doing. Silence. We're shutting down the window of social media. We're not going to tell the bad guys what we're doing. So, we're going to have a different way of approaching this massive freaking problem, and having the right people in the right places. People much more smarter than me. That believe it or not, one guy's got 60 years of doing exactly this. In cybersecurity and CIA and special forces and Secret Service dudes that all I got connection with, to stop a lot of this stuff that with identity theft. So I can't go into a lot of stuff because I don't want to open up a door for the bad guys. They know enough as it is right now. So
Jeff said we don't have that level of security clearance. Here's my question. Out of all of that, what clone number of you are we speaking to right now, Jeff?
What?
Because that's the only fucking way that you're doing all this is you have to have clones. I mean, it's just impossible. Or do you live in like a different like time spectrum than us? Like, do your days have like 30 hours in them or something? You know what I mean? Like, can you tell us the secret here? You just listed like 5 days worth of work that you're doing every day. I mean, you know what I mean?
It's the way that I work, my friend. I mean, I've been, when you're doing this for 45 years, you find a way to work smarter, not harder, to do more in less time. Eliminate the waste and concentrate on the controllables and what's in front of you. Everything outside that tunnel vision, if you want to call it, is meaningless. Do you have to multitask in this industry? You and I both know, yes. But when you have to get laser focused on an objective, you got to stay in that lane. You have to stay in that lane and make sure it goes. And it's great to be uncomfortable to be comfortable, if that makes any sense.
100%.
So, it is. Oh my God. No, not him. He's still trying to find out how to run his freaking his system. Jesus, man, it's unbelievable.
No, he said he was having problems with his internet. That's who I've been texting or whatever. Is we're trying to figure out. I've been sending him the link like 3 different places. He's like, dude, the link won't open. I can't get on.
Excuse me. So.
Yeah, never had a problem before.
No, I remember last time, like when he came on and hung out with us last week, he was having problems with his internet too. Like something's going on. He keeps having issues, kept having to reset his computer and his internet and all that stuff. Oh, there he is. Boom.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
What's up, Josh?
What's up there, Josh?
How you doing, Jeff, Hunter, Pedro? Good to see y'all.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Good Friday.
Good Friday.
That's right. The king has risen in 3 days.
Yeah. So what are you drinking? Water out of that cup?
It's a michelada. Jeff's a funny guy.
I just had to ask because I know you, man. That ain't water.
Although, depending on what I smoke, I have tried to walk on water, Jeff.
Yeah, and the next thing you're gonna say is that you split the freaking ocean because you were acting like Moses.
That was his uncle. Don't get it twisted, man.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. He's got a very tight bloodline. It goes straight up. Oh, there's nothing else. No branches, nothing. It just goes.
Man.
Hunter, how was your week, man?
How you living?
Man, slow week, man. Very slow week. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah, I don't know about slow week. It's been a week, but I don't know. Always something to do.
It's been a week and a half for me.
Yeah. All right, Pedro, you might be right. I think he is in another dimension. He's got extra time.
I'm
Nah,
telling
but
you.
Jeff has got Jeff got ahead of the ball and he's kept running, man. That's what it is right there, and that adds up. You find time when you've already taken care
All right,
of it.
let's just put it that way. I sleep really well at night. You know,
Sleep's
my
very
wife
important,
is
man.
happy that I'm on this all the time or in front of my quad set up here. You know, but hey, you got to do things what you got to do, man, to make things happen.
Jeff's wife's slipping him sleeping pills in his dinner. That's why he's sleeping.
I'm walking away.
She's
I
like,
only got a couple more hours.
if she knows, and she's like, if I don't do this, he's never gonna go to bed. She's slipping you trazodone, man. That's not salt that you see sprinkled on top of everything. No,
Yeah, I know. No, but she doesn't do that. It's just that I don't know. I'm like one of those crazy ass maniacs that, you know, once I get on something, I can't stop until it's finished. It's just like when I drive from New Jersey down to Florida, you know, oh, we're going to stop and get into a hotel. Bullshit, man. I'm going from A to B, straight shot, 18 hours from Sparta, New Jersey down to Siesta Key. The only time I stop is when I need fuel. That's it, you know, and then I'll just sack out on the beach with a cocktail on my laptop. And, you know, a few hours later, making money. So, yep.
you're an animal, Jeff.
Hey, you know what? A lot, like keep on saying, a lot of guys my age don't have any hair. They don't have any facial hair. They have wrinkles all over. They don't take care of themselves, you know. Not to say that I do, because I got a fat belly, you know, from sitting behind a freaking desk for hours on end. You know, even this, my desk is a stand-up. Ask me how many times that I stood up since I bought this damn thing. Maybe twice, you know, and it's just like that's wrong. I know.
It's always a good idea at the beginning, and then
it
it's
was
like
a great idea. It was a great idea. I got an 1.5 inch mat, you know, because you'd be standing all day long. You know, like sometimes I don't even walk 400 steps a day. That's terrible, you know. And here's a guy that used to run all the time and do 40, 50 miles a week, you know, and stay in shape. But sometimes you got to sacrifice. It's not good to sacrifice health. Anybody that's listening to this program, do not put your health last. It should be first.
That's right.
You know, I am definitely at fault at that, and I'm paying for it. And it's, you know.
But Jeff, you think standing up is going to improve your health? Not even. I only stand up.
No, brother.
No,
No,
it does, bro. Not science.
Oh,
is
it
proving
does?
it. Hunter and I were just talking about this.
Oh,
today
no
and
way.
Yesterday.
No,
Just
standing
talking
up
about
as long as
this.
you're walking around. But dude, like when I was working at the bars, man, my legs were always in shape, and like, dude, I was skinny. Because I mean, like I'd be standing up most of the time, but I mean, I'm like walking around, but it's better than sitting down. At least you're like
No,
not standing still for 10 hours.
the standing, dude, it does help, man. Like it helps with your
Oh, it does. I
circulation.
thought you said it didn't help. I was
Oh
like,
no, 100%. It mainly is a circulation thing. You're not going to lose weight just by standing, but it is 100% a circulation thing, and it's good for your heart and everything. Because when you sit, man, like your bot. I don't know. I'm not gonna get on the science, but it's proven. And like so Hunter and I were just talking about, man, we should buy some stand-up desk, or we should get the things to where like we can, sit on a regular desk, but it'll make your desk a stand-up one, it'll kind of raise everything for you, whatever. So we were just talking about that. And I want to say, Hunter, I have figured out how Jeff is able to do all of this and why he stays looking so young. Look at that Warlock's broom sitting right over there on the right side.
It's right there.
Bro. That's
It's
it,
right
dude.
there.
He's a freaking warlock, man. That's what it is. I just noticed that. Damn Jeff Potter over here.
Oh god.
That is a cool looking broom, Jeff. You're muted, just so you know.
You're muted.
You're
That's when he
muted,
was
Jeff.
sleeping with Moses.
You're muted, Jeff. And he turned us down, so he can't even hear us. He turned us down. Jeff. He doesn't know.
He's telling us the whole story about it.
He is.
Look, he's still talking.
Jeff.
It's standing up on its own. Look.
We can't hear you.
Jeff.
That is cool that he's standing up on his side, though.
It is. Oh, Jeff, this is so funny, bro. Listen, Jeff, we can't hear you. We can't.
Can we not? We can't hear you.
I said I'm not just a logistics professional. I'm a freaking wizard too. All right.
Dude,
That's
you got
right.
the whole story. We couldn't hear you that entire time.
Can you repeat that story?
Yeah, dude, you said so much more.
It's a custom broom. It really is.
No,
You
that's
know?
cool.
I like unique things.
Handmade.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
impressive, actually.
Yeah, so I like balancing things. So like I said, now it's standing up by itself.
Sorcery. I don't care.
Yeah,
It's sorcery, Jeff. We know it, dude.
You know what I mean by work-life balance?
Oh, I got many talents. You should have seen me when I rode my unicycle.
No, you didn't.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you right now. And if you want to bet, I'll bet you.
I will buy a unicycle to bring it the next time I see you.
You bring a 10-speed bike, and I will ride it backwards with no hands.
That's
Sitting
not a
on a-
unicycle.
I'll sit on the handlebars, and I'll do that. You want to bet $1,000?
Unicycle for sale. I'm bringing you a unicycle.
I tried out in 19.
All right, there's one on Amazon for
Ready?
$40. You best believe I'm gonna catch you in.
In 1976, I tried out for the first unicycle basketball league.
No way.
Only Jeff.
I'm not kidding you.
Oh,
I rode the 4-footers,
I'm Googling
5-footers, the 10-footers. Oh yeah. I used to deliver newspapers by unicycle. I used to ride a unicycle in high school, go up and down the stairs and go into class with it.
No way.
Swear to God, I'm not lying.
That's how old Jeff is, bro.
But that's actually pretty cool.
He's only saying he rode a unicycle because that was before they realized if you put 2 tires on it, then
Yeah, that was when bicycles had square wheels. Go ahead.
Oh, shoot. This is a Unicycling Society of America? Holy crap.
Yeah, it is.
I just
Yeah,
want
no,
to
I
say,
mean, it's just like anything else, man. I literally got hurt learning how to do that. And I went to the hospital and almost broke my back seriously because it was like, when I get focused, there's nothing that's going to stop me. I just freaking go, man. Go, go, go. My wife hates me for that, but
You think you can ride on a unicycle now?
no. That I can't
Sorry,
do.
Hunter.
No, I'm saying that I can't do, but I can sit on a 10-speed backwards, sitting on the handlebars with no hands and drive it around and make turns and all that kind of stuff. I can still do that. I haven't done it in about 30 years, but I know my capabilities. Bring $1,000 and I'll have it in my pocket. I'll give it to, I will give it to some charity thing. You want to do it together? I'll do it. No worries. But you're going to lose money. I'm telling you right now. You're going to lose your money.
I say we have a unicycle race. The next event that we get together with Jeff, They're
Oh,
only
God.
$40. We can all buy one, and we have a unicycle race.
Hey, if you bring a unicycle, I will try it. I don't think I'll be able to do it because I haven't done it, Jesus, in 45 years.
Jeff, no, we have the advantage now. Okay. All right. Because 40 something years ago, you didn't have a counterweight hanging in front of you like we do now. You know what I mean?
I gotta lean a little bit more backward.
There you go. Perfect balance, bro. Perfect balance.
The first man to do a wheelie on a unicycle.
Mhm. Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, this shit is so good, bro.
I know. Right off the rails, man.
Man, Jeff, are you free next weekend, man? We're having our first, or next weekend, next Friday, we're having our first Freestyle Friday, dude, that we have had in forever.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And I won't be here.
Is this going to be a 10 o'clocker deal?
No. We're just gonna hang out. Hunter's not gonna be here because next Thursday.
All right, I'll show. All right.
There you go. Yeah.
I'll need a co-host, man. You know what I mean? So, I mean, seriously, if you're free, Jeff, come hang out with us. Josh, you too, man. If you ain't doing anything next Friday, bro, come and hang out.
What
We're
time?
gonna do a free, same time as always, 4 p.m. Central. But you can hop on.
Yeah.
You can hop on whenever, man. You know.
I'll be on for sure.
Yeah, dude. We ain't done them in a while. Had to wind them down, and you know, Hunter and I were talking about it a while back. And he's like, dude, we so need to bring back Freestyle Fridays. I was like,
People
"You're
were
right,
asking
man."
for it at Matt's, man.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people have been asking about it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we've been getting too structured.
Yeah.
Happy Easter, John.
Happy Easter, John.
Hunter, where you going to be at next week?
At freaking Widespread Panic in Nashville, Tennessee. 3-day run, dude. Friday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, man. Gonna be having a good time.
Well, gentlemen, I got to get off here in a second because I got some things going on with this generator project supposed to kick off on Monday. Y'all know how it is. You put everything together, and before things start kind of falling apart, and I got to make sure I pick up the pieces and it all stays together. So we got to do some final planning. So I'm about to have to get off here. I don't know what you guys are gonna do, but
I'm probably gonna try and fish a little bit before the sun goes down.
Heck yeah.
Josh, it's good seeing your face, man.
Same, man.
We're glad you're hanging with us, bro.
Same,
Just want you
brother.
to know that. Yeah.
Actually, Hunter, your post about your post on fishing, dude, that's inspiring me to go back fishing, man. I've been fishing quite a bit now.
Oh, it's wonderful, man. Talk about getting outside and just standing up and walking around and getting some sun. Dude, it's great. And it's just peaceful, dude. It is therapeutic as hell.
Yeah.
And if you catch
yeah.
a fish, man, you get a nice little strike of dopamine, you know, man, it's great.
Who? Josh needs dopamine?
Hey, man, yeah, for some fishing, that's a whole nother level right there.
I want to see this.
I'll tag
Yeah,
you some
Josh,
videos.
you're over here in
Jeff.
Tennessee, man. We'll go fishing.
Okay. Love that. Pedro, but thanks for the kind words, man.
Yeah, man, for sure, bro. You've been, that, your new job and everything was going on and had to deal with all that stuff and kind of pulled you back a little bit. So it's good to have you on, man. So since we're about to end and you were the final person to come on, we're going to start the ending with you, Joshua. So what's, any exiting comments, questions, updates, plugs?
No, everybody have a safe and happy Easter. Enjoy it with your family, good food, go to church, and be good, man. And freight's gonna be freight. Don't panic. Pedro, don't panic. Just you'll be all right, brother. That's it.
Appreciate it. I ain't panicking, man. It's all stuff that can be fixed. It's just, that's it. Short-term notice stuff, and things always happen. Jeff was saying it earlier, dude. Like you get it all done, and you get right there, and then things start happening, and you just gotta push the ball across the goal line, man. That's all. So nothing much, dude. I put so much time into this, man. To this thing that's happening right here, it's easy. I'm just gonna hop on this call with my customer. 15 minutes. We're gonna knock this out. I'm gonna call my carrier back, and him and I are gonna finalize the deal that he's doing and how he's gonna set up his trucks. And we're gonna knock this thing out, dude. I found me a crazy carrier, dude. He's got like 24 box trucks. He's a moving company, has contracts with Estes all throughout the state of California.
Nice.
Does government stuff, man. Like this guy has drivers with secret security clearances.
No
So,
way.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
hard, dude.
yeah, dude. Because some of the stuff they do with Estes requires them to go on and off military bases in California and stuff. And I don't know what they put in the trucks, but because of that, they have to have security clearances to get into some of these bases and deal with some of this stuff. So, yeah, this guy's freaking amazing. He's going to be great. I mean, he's got a warehouse in Northern California. He's got a buddy with a warehouse in SoCal. Yeah. This dude, one of these things. Hey, eCarrier Check. We were talking about him earlier, man. I found this guy off of eCarrier Check's database, man. Absolutely phenomenal, dude. He is probably top 10 of all of the 4 years I've been brokering. He is top 10 as far as the level of professionalism of people I dealt with. I mean,
That's good.
this guy's fucking nuts. I mean, Casey talked about double checking work. I did all this routing myself, and he was like, "Hey, man, would you mind sending me the routing so I can just make sure that it's right?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, 100%." So, like, we're double checking each other's work, making stuff. So, I ain't worried about this, man. It's gonna be easy peasy stuff. Jeff,
Right on.
what about you, my friend?
I hope that everybody has a good Friday, happy Easter. You know, just be a decent human being. That's why we're on earth here. You know, wherever you can help, try to help out people, share your knowledge, collaborate, listen with intent. You'll go further if you do that. You know, always make the other person feel more important than yourself. And that's how relationships are built. Just give them an ear and help them where you can.
Very well said, Jeff.
Yeah.
Very well said.
Oh,
That's why, yeah. Hell yeah. That's why we bring you on the show, Jeff.
I tried, my friends.
It's good to see you again too, man. Hunter's right. Like, I know you've been on the show, but it feels like it's been a long time since Jeff has hung out with us, man. It really does.
we were almost on a weekly basis last year.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you know, I know when to go and hide. So, you know, it's like you have to do the things. It's just like, you know, Friday night, wife wants to go out and stuff like that. If she's working, then I'm free, you know? So, you know, I try to, I'll be on here more often if you have me, you know?
we'll think about it.
Okay.
But we
You know,
understand.
just send me a message and I will not answer it. So, right.
That's why Pedro hits you up.
That's it. From one, you know, from one broski or source to another. So, right.
Nah, we appreciate you coming on, Jeff. It has been a while, but you got to take care of business, you know. Business first, pleasure second. You too, Josh. Been a while, man. Well, I guess you hopped on not too long ago, but I don't think we're growing for the long haul. That's why I'm pissed on missing this Freestyle Friday, and I'm not changing my mind. I'm not going to be here, but I'll be here in spirit.
No, I wouldn't ask you to, man. Dude, go celebrate your birthday, dude. Like, go have some fucking fun, man.
Oh yeah, dude. It's about to be a wild time. But that's really all I have for my exiting comments. We do have a good show on Dre's Junkies next Tuesday at 12 o'clock Central Time. Mr. Towns Agnew, co-founder of Dre's Insight. And yeah, it's going to be a good one. Worked for Maersk for about 10 years, worked for a couple other steamship lines, was actually a train conductor for a few years as well. So tune in.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. And Jeff's not even smitten by it. So yeah, definitely tune in.
Jeff's not impressed.
I will say
I'm
this,
not
though.
impressed. I've watched this show before. He knows it. Come on, man, Hunter. Give me some things. You know I've watched.
I love you too, Jeff.
Come
It's
on.
it's all in good faith.
You know, I support the broskies that
I
freaking
know.
me. So
Hey, look. If I ain't messing with you, I don't like you. So
likewise, pal.
that's the words to live by.
That's so true.
If you can dish it out, you got to be willing to take it. So
That's right.
That's what she said.
really,
I'm sorry.
This is a family show, Josh.
I take that back. Sorry, y'all.
Children
It's Easter
watching,
weekend.
dude. It's children watching.
Come on, man.
Golly, bro.
All right.
Now we
Pedro.
gotta go. I gotta go
What do-
change this to an R-rated show now, man. God damn.
Pedro, what do you got before we get canceled? We still have time.
I know, right? We got like 30 seconds left before the Secret Service cuts off our spot. Our
no.
stream.
Before your sponsors go to hell with this, man, we're not going to support this show anymore.
All
That
right.
guy was rude as
Sometimes
hell. You don't have to
they
do
give
it.
us more love. Next thing you know, we'll be sponsored by insurance lawyers and the police.
Maybe McDonald's or Burger King. Something.
Hey, no joke, dude. The Dre's Junkies, Steve found this chain of restaurants that are built out of old containers, and we're trying to get them as a sponsor. Dude, free
Are you
burgers.
serious?
I'll find the name and send it to you. It's hilarious. He's been poking at him.
Hey, that's innovative. That's innovative. Seriously,
I'm saying, man. Hey, we're just know Steve Talmo and I are soon to be the voice of the Drage community that has
Yeah, I
been
love you. I'm
uttered
gonna get going.
so long.
Did you
all
see
right.
how fast that he just like left?
And that's why he doesn't come on. And that's why he doesn't have an intro video like you do, Jeff.
No,
You
no.
leave
But this is like, hey, I know.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff. All right, as the only two married men here, we know what preluded that. You know what I mean? He got a text that was like, "Get your ass in here and wash these dishes right now."
Yeah, I'm gonna beat the heck out of you for the 90th time.
oh man. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Chop out this piece. We've been going almost 2 hours. It's great. Had a wonderful guest, Casey Stone. If y'all guys and gals are just tuning in, please go back, watch and listen to what Casey said. She's got a really great story. Make sure you connect with her as well. Everyone have yourself a happy Easter.
Yeah, man.
If you're traveling, please be safe on the roads. Protect yourself, protect others, and just
your
be
family.
mindful. That's it. That's it, man. It's exactly right. And next week got some great guests coming on. A great guest coming on next week. But I'm gonna let Hunter talk about Joe, because Hunter, that's a guest that Hunter has found and brought him on. Him and Hunter have hooked up somewhere. And
Yeah, so Joe is in pretty much logistics real estate, warehousing, yards, whatever it comes across. But he's also one of the most well-connected folks that I have met on LinkedIn through John Lewis Matthews. And he's just a very interesting guy, man. He knows a lot of folks, has introduced me to a lot of really good people in this industry. So great show to tune into, and very knowledgeable fella. So, hey, it's one of those. If you're watching, he will give you the time of day. But if you're not watching, he probably won't, because he'll probably ask you some questions. So, Jeff, talking to you, man. Nah, but it'll be a great show. It's gonna be a good time.
Give me a call.
I will. I'll text you first, and then shoot you an email, and then call you about both.
Perfect.
Text, call,
That's how I
email,
work.
call,
That's how I work.
and then call, or email, then call.
I'll answer no to 2 of the 3, and then the third one I'll say yes.
That's
You-
right.
that's
Okay. Okay.
So
Persistence.
that's it. So we are all good, man. We are all good.
yeah. And next Friday, like we said, Freestyle Friday. So
Be
if you're
there.
watching, you want to possibly come hang out, shoot us a DM, and we'll get some folks on the show. Have a good time. Just shoot the shit about logistics. Who knows where the conversation could go? So that's it's going to be enjoyable. And we'll wish you a happy birthday next week. So we'll actually have you right before the day before your birthday next week, Hunter. So we'll have to. Yeah, I don't know if I could top. I don't know if I could top.
I don't
your
want to do
birthday
anything
present
for it.
last year.
It ain't that big of a deal, dude. That was the dirty 30. This is just 31. So
I know that's right, dude.
that's just another day of the week.
I say after you reach 21, like birthdays really like cares, honestly, after that point, because
I don't
there's
think
really, I mean, except for what? I don't know. When do you start collecting Social Security? 65? I don't know, whatever age that is. That's maybe like,
you guys
I
won't
just
be able to-
applied.
you won't
So.
be able to do it until you're like 69.
yeah, but you get like that's
Hey,
like
there
the next birthday that you maybe want to look forward to is collecting your Social Security check. I don't know. But there we go. There you have it. Appreciate everyone again. Y'all have yourself a wonderful, good rest of your Good Friday and a very happy Easter. Hope you eat some good food, make some good memories with your family, and be good. Be awesome to your kids. Don't just give them candy. Hide some dollar bills in those eggs. All right, everybody likes money, right? We're gonna leave it on that. So hey, as I always say, chunk the deuces, Mr. Hound. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, Make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.